Is a Zach Levine trade finally happening? Let's dive into a hot topic that's been sparking discussions all across the basketball scene. Zach Levine and the growing trade buzz surrounding him and the Chicago Bulls. We'll break down Levine's recent performances, analyze what they could mean for his future, and explore what this might signal for the Bulls. Stick around to get the inside scoop on all the potential moves right here on Sports Frenzy TV. Zach Levine put on quite a show for the Chicago Bulls against the Memphis Grizzlies. In preseason action, Levine truly stood out, reminding fans of just how explosive he can be. Now sure, it's preseason, and we all know that these games don't count towards the official standings. However, it's crucial to see a player like Levine, who has battled through injuries, shine on the court. He underwent surgery last year and he has been working hard to get back to form. In just 22 minutes of play, Levine racked up an impressive 28 points. He shot 9 of 12 from the field and, astonishingly, he made all 6 of his three-point attempts. To add to that, he also hit all his free throws, which is no small feat. He contributed 4 assists and snagged 2 steals, showing that he's not just a scorer, but a versatile player who can impact a game in multiple ways. This performance was exactly what the Bulls were hoping for, especially considering that they lost the game. The key takeaway here isn't necessarily about winning right now. It's more about Levine's individual performance and health. The Bulls have made it clear they are shifting towards a rebuilding phase. They want to see Lavine back in top form, not just to help them win, but to make him an attractive trade asset. At 29 years old, Levine's role in the Bulls' future is a big question mark. The team is packed with talented guards, and it's evident that they have to make some decisions moving forward. With promising players like Kobe White and Patrick Williams already in the mix, the Bulls need to figure out how to best utilize their roster. The influx of young talent means that Lavine may not fit into their long-term plans, making a trade more likely. To make the deal happen, Lavine needs to demonstrate that he is healthy and capable of contributing at a high level. That's the best way to attract attention from other teams in the league. While his performance that night was incredible, teams will still have concerns about his contract, which is substantial. Let's take a closer look at Levine's current contract. For this upcoming season, he's set to make $43 million, and the figure rises to $46 million the following season. There's also a player option worth $49 million in the final year of his deal. This is where things get tricky. If Lavine performs well, there's a good chance he opts out of that final year to seek an even bigger deal. That creates a complicated situation for the Bulls, as they'd likely want to move him if they're committed to rebuilding. The current collective bargaining agreement makes it challenging for teams to carry high-salaried players like Lavine. Ideally, to compete for a championship, a team needs to build around 2-star players while maintaining solid depth. Lavine, while talented, may not fit neatly into that formula, much like Brandon Ingram, who has also faced trade challenges due to similar circumstances. Lavine's contract is seen as a hurdle for potential trades, especially given the ongoing changes in how teams are structured under the new salary cap rules. It's not just about talent on the court, it's also about fitting the financial structure of a team. Many general managers are wary of taking on significant long-term salaries, especially when the player's recent history includes injuries. Ingram is a perfect comparison here. He has been able to find a suitable trade because teams hesitate to take on his contract while questioning his value as a second or third option. The same can be said for Lavine. If he's expected to be the second best player on a championship team, it might not be enough to get the title. His injury history further complicates matters, as teams are understandably cautious about committing big money to a player who has missed significant time. But here's where things get interesting. If Lavine can maintain the level of play we saw that night, he can become an enticing option for teams that believe they're just one piece away from competing. It's all about perception. A strong preseason performance can open doors, especially for teams that are looking to bolster their roster mid-season. Let's think about some potential landing spots for Lavine. The Eastern Conference is always a hotbed for trade speculation. For instance, the Knicks and Bucks have already made their moves and probably won't pursue Lavine. However, teams like the Orlando Magic and Indiana Pacers could view Lavine as a crucial piece to elevate their game. Both teams are in a position where they might see themselves as being on the verge of something special. In the Western Conference, it's a similar story. Teams like the Clippers and Lakers could potentially be in the mix. The Clippers just lost Paul George and may feel the need to shake things up if the season doesn't start strong. Meanwhile, the Lakers are known for their aggressive trade strategies and could see Lavine as a valuable asset to help them make a push for a title. It's essential for the Bulls to stay ahead of the game. They need to gauge the interest in Lavine from various teams and be ready to make a move when the opportunity arises. If Lavine continues to show his scoring prowess, it could generate buzz among general managers looking for that final piece to complete their puzzle. The Chicago Bulls are currently in a transitional phase, and it's vital to make smart moves to build a strong foundation for the future. They must look towards younger players and fully embrace a rebuild. Players like Kobe White and Patrick Williams are the future, and it's essential for the Bulls to hand over the reins to them. This also means considering what to do with other veterans like Nikola Vucevic and Lonzo Ball. Ball's health has been a concern, and the team needs to figure out how to best utilize their roster moving forward. There's a real need for a commitment to youth and clear vision for the future. As Lavine continues to find his rhythm, it's crucial for the Bulls to position themselves to strike when the time is right. They should keep an eye on teams that may face injuries or underperform early in the season. If a playoff contending team experiences a significant injury, it could create an urgent need for scoring, making Lavine an attractive option. It's worth noting that while Lavine's recent performance won't immediately change the Bulls' trajectory, it does give them a glimmer of hope. They must find the right balance between nurturing their young talent and leveraging Lavine's scoring ability in the trade market. At the end of the day, the future of Zach Levine and the Chicago Bulls is a narrative worth following. Will he be a key player in their rebuild, or will he be moved to a team looking for a dynamic scorer? It's a story that will unfold throughout the season, and I'm excited to see how it plays out. So, what do you think? Is Zach Levine going to be on the move sooner rather than later? Where do you envision him landing? The landscape of the NBA is always changing, and I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to stay updated on all the latest news and analysis. Until next time, take care and stay safe.